During the second day of testimony in the federal trial involving Sean Diddy Combs, shocking details emerged from Cassie's account. She described being shown intimate videos, referred to as freakoff tapes, which Diddy allegedly used to control her. According to her, he threatened to release them. She repeatedly begged him to delete these videos. Cassie, he showed them to me on his laptop. He said he would release them. However, while this suggests clear manipulation, the problem is legal. In federal court, prosecutors must prove that force or coercion was used in relation to sexual acts involving interstate activity. And although the threat of releasing these tapes is disturbing, it doesn't automatically satisfy those legal requirements. Some of what Cassie described sounds like extortion, a serious crime. For instance, she said Diddy threatened to release the videos when she was dating someone else. But extortion is a state-level offense, not the federal crime at the center of this trial. That's a major hurdle for the prosecution. The real challenge is establishing a direct link between the threats and Cassie's participation in the freakoffs. So far, in the transcripts, Cassie hasn't explicitly stated that she was forced into a specific encounter under the threat of the videos being leaked. There's fear, and there's trauma, but a legal case needs more. At one point, Cassie recounted being with Diddy in Cannes. She said he accused her of stealing drugs and threw her off his yacht. Her passport was still on board. Despite the chaos, she still attended a red carpet event that night. When asked how she got back to New York, she said she took a commercial flight and swapped seats to avoid him. But he switched seats too, to sit beside her. Then, once back in New York, they went to dinner, and later, he initiated a freak-off. The prosecution asked why she agreed to it. She answered, "He didn't threaten me." This is key. It suggests that, at least in that instance, there was no clear coercion. She feared he might release the tapes, but she didn't say he specifically threatened to unless she agreed to that encounter. Then came one of the most disturbing claims. Cassie said Diddy raped her in her living room. She described his eyes as black and empty. Afterward, he got up and left. When asked if she ever had sex with him again, she said yes, voluntarily. She said, "We had a good night. I went back to his house." The prosecutor asked her why. She replied, "We had been together for 10 years. Again, while this is heartbreaking and disturbing, it's difficult from a legal standpoint. Rape is a crime, period, but this is not a state rape case. This is a federal case that requires specific proof of forced or coerced commercial sex acts across state lines. On another occasion, Cassie said she was pulled out of a restaurant on her 29th birthday to participate in a freak-off. That phrase, pulled out, might suggest physical force. But the prosecution didn't follow up on that, leaving another gap in the narrative. If they had pressed on that moment, it could have established coercion more clearly. The videos, again, played a role in Cassie's fear. She said that when she was dating someone else, now her husband, Diddy again threatened to release the tapes. But as horrifying as this is, it's still not directly tied to the federal charges. Later, prosecutors showed Cassie a never-before-seen video from 2016, different from the CNN footage of a hotel beating in LA. This one seemed to be the original, long and from multiple angles. The original hard drive was reportedly destroyed, but it's possible that Diddy kept a copy in his safe. When the feds raided his home, they might have recovered it. That video, according to observers, actually makes Diddy look worse than the CNN version. In it, Cassie is calm, putting on her shoes. Suddenly, Diddy storms out and attacks her near the elevator. Diddy's legal team claims the fight was about a cell phone, not a freak-off. They argue it was a domestic dispute, possibly about another woman messaging him. If that's true, it would be a state-level domestic violence issue, not a federal sex trafficking case. Cassie, however, testified that they were in the middle of 2 freak-off sessions that day. She said the beating occurred between the two. If prosecutors can prove the hallway assault was meant to force her back into the room for a second session, that could meet the legal bar for coercion. But it's still unclear whether that's what happened. We haven't yet heard from the other woman present in the hotel room. If she testifies that Diddy assaulted Cassie to force her participation, and the jury believes it, that could seal the case. For now, though, the picture is terrifying, but legally incomplete. This is far from over. More testimony is coming, and cross-examination is just around the corner. That alone could shift everything. For now, the jury, and the public, are still waiting for the full truth.